Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the QubicaAMF Tech Tip Podcast. This is the weekly podcast where we take you on a journey through the fascinating world of bowling technology and beyond. As always, I'm your host, Orly, and we have our favorite guest back, Charles. Charles, how are you doing today?
Great. Thanks, Orly. How are you?
I am doing great. You know, another day, another dollar, like they say, and another tech tip. That's the new part I'm adding to it. So first off, Charles, if someone is new to listening to the show, they probably might not know who you are, but if they listen, they definitely know because you've did the most shows with us here. If they are new, though, can you let them know your title with QubicaAMF and what you do within that title, please?
Sure. So my name is Charles Craig. I'm a QubicaAMF Max trainer. I am the person that will come on site or do a virtual training after you make a purchase or do any sort of upgrade. And I'm the one that gets you up to that expert level so you can do the most for your staff and for your guests.
Perfect. Yeah. You guys are very important. We all know that. And if you've ever been to one of the centers or if they've ever been to your center, you definitely know that they are a very important position and help a lot to get you ready and to get you to be successful in your center. So, Charles, what I wanted to cover today, is summertime is here. I know some people, when it comes to summer, they might stop selling. I don't know, maybe they stop selling soup or there's some menu changes sometimes. So there's menu changes. So maybe they're like, hey, we're going to put a hold on that menu item for a while. And some people might just say, hey, we want to delete that menu item just off the menu altogether. And then also with summer, sometimes there's just some price changes. So I was curious to know today if you could kind of go over how someone could, put a temporary hold on a button that they might have in their system, how they can edit a price if they're changing a price, whether going up or down with that, and then how to add a menu item to the menu.
Yeah, of course. So
Perfect.
Depending upon how you want to handle your pricing, whether you want to just mark something as being unavailable for a while or you want to totally remove it, there's a couple different ways that we can go about that. If it's an item that maybe your food distributor doesn't provide during the warmer months and you just want to mark it as unavailable, it's as simple as going into your Conqueror POS and either right-clicking with a mouse or doing a long press with your finger if you're using a touchscreen and marking the item as unavailable. That will just tell the POS, don't touch it, and your employees won't be able to use it until you go back in and physically mark that button as being available for use again.
All right. And when it comes to that, like when the employee will see that, but will they still see that there? If so, is it like kind of grayed out or?
Yeah, it'll still be there and it'll be grayed out and they won't be able to select it, but they'll still see that item was there.
All right. Yeah. And it's probably, when you do that, it's probably a good idea to let your staff know, because if not, you're going to get, why is this not letting me click the button?
Right. Yeah, you'll probably get some of that. But it's a good way to mark something as quickly unavailable, especially if maybe it's just an item that you've run out of and you're waiting for your next truck. That's Perfect. A great way to just 86 an item until you get more in stock. The other ways that we can kind of play with price keys to make them show up when we want them to and we don't want them to is by just modifying the whole price key altogether. So we do that by going to Setup, POS Setup, and then price keys. And then in that department structure and category structure there, navigate to the price key that you want to change. And then clicking on it will give you some basic information. If you click modify, then you can go in and change either the price or the applicability, which is what you might use for something like a summer season where an item's not available.
Okay.
Changing the price is as simple as clicking in the blue box there where it either has the price or says dynamic. And you can go in and modify that price just by typing it in and hitting OK. That'll update any of the selected fields on that scheduler. And if you didn't want to change the price necessarily, but you just want to change when it's available, on each price key there is a box that says applicability, and you can give it a date range where it is available starting from, a date range that it needs to end at, or a range between X and Y where it's available or not available. And you can use that to schedule out your spring and summer, maybe if there's certain hot soups or anything that maybe you don't sell during the summer. It's also a good way to maybe pull back your ice creams and snow cones off of your menu for the winter. So if we were in there, we could also, if you had something new, maybe you didn't previously have it on the menu, you can always click that new button down at the bottom and also just create a new price key. Maybe you're adding something that your distributor just got for the first time and you're building that new price. You just click new, type in the name, click in that price field and either set a static or a dynamic price. And then always make sure that you select if the item is taxed or not and apply whatever taxes, are relevant to that item in your locality. And if you also wanted to just delete a key, just remove it altogether from the system that it won't be sold anymore, you can navigate to that price key and then there is a delete button on that page and you would just hit delete and confirm. And then that item has now been pulled from the POS and is no longer saleable. It will still show up on previous reporting, though, to let you know that it was there and it was used in the past.
Perfect. Yeah. Because like I said, when summer comes, maybe there's like certain new lemonades you're going to have or something that, you're not going to carry anymore. Like a lot of hot drinks. Not everybody, especially you live in Arizona or somewhere it's like 120 degrees. Somebody probably doesn't want a hot coffee. So you might be just taking something off, like you said, something off temporarily. Maybe you're getting rid of it. Like also, like you said, maybe they're just not going to carry it anymore or they're out of it for now. Or it's been so long, I know sometimes you have a menu for a long time and you haven't made any changes, but maybe it's time for that change. Now you're going to know how to add it. You're going to know how to delete something out if you just want to get rid of it. I think this is an important topic, Charles, and I appreciate you coming on as always.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And everyone out there, thanks for listening to the QubicaAMF Tech Tip Podcast. We're here each week to support centers like yours with expert advice and the latest in bowling innovation. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and be sure to share this podcast with your team, coworkers, or anyone who could benefit. Until next time, we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.